Good day everybody, my name is Deon van Aardt. I'm with Wonderware UK and Ireland, and I'm going to show you a little bit about InTouch Operations Management Interface, or InTouch OMI as we call it for short. It is of course part of our context-driven OT-IT convergence platform. So what do we mean by that? Well, it is a convergence platform, so it brings a whole lot of information about the plant floor environment together for us into one user interface. By context driven, we mean it brings the relevant information about the asset that we're focusing on into view so that we can run our facilities more efficiently. Okay, so let's have a look. In this case, our asset starts off at the entire United Kingdom. So I can see the entire United Kingdom, and I can see a whole lot of information about the United Kingdom. So I have a map view where I've overlaid on top of the map at all the different plants in the United Kingdom, the key performance indicators or whatever the critical running parameters are for those plants. So with a glance, I can see from a geographical point of view if I have problems, how am I running overall. And then of course I can see all my KPI information, dashboard information. I can see critical equipment and if I've got any alarms in the system. Now this system of mine runs with two monitors. So at the bottom I've got a touch screen, and this is primarily where the operational person would operate and look at the system, operate the system, and the big screen will give everybody an overview of what is going on in the system. The key thing to OMI is that these two screens can work in synchronicity. So as I change the asset that I'm looking at or drill down deeper into the system, these two screens will reflect that to me. Well, as we said, it's a context-driven environment, and that really makes navigation easy. So I said it is a touchscreen environment, so by swiping to the right, I bring up a context-sensitive menu that gives me deeper and deeper detailed information as I drill down into the system. So at the moment, I'm focused in here on the United Kingdom, and if I drill down a little bit, I can see my 4 different plants: Cardiff, Cheadle, Edinburgh, and London. And for instance, if I click tap here on Cheadle, which is where we are at the moment, the context of the system changes to Cheadle. Now I can see all the assets from a geographical point of view in Cheadle. Once again, KPI, overview information, critical equipment information. I'm even bringing in information from a web service. Environmental factors might be very important for this company. So I want a 5-day forecast of weather, and that's shown to me here on the top right-hand corner. Now I can drill deeper into the system and go here, for instance, to my Cheadle utilities area, and it'll give me an overview of my Cheadle utilities. Now from an overview, if we look here at the bottom screen, from an overview, I might have just a general view of all the equipment in Cheadle, but no specific detail, just the main process information. But as I drill deeper, and I can use once again the touch capability to zoom into the picture, and as I zoom into the picture, I can see more and more detailed information. This allows me to use OMI to build very dynamic applications. Well, let's go back there again. Let's go back to Cheadle. Now I can use this navigation very effectively, or I can just go straight to the asset that has problem. Like in this case, I've got a KPI indicator on the right hand side that tells me that one of my pieces of equipment needs some attention. It's indicated in red, so I'm going to tap on that, and it immediately focuses my attention on that piece of equipment. Now the entire system now changes its focus as well. So now I can see that, once again, the geographic location with KPIs overlaid, the biggest system that this piece of equipment, by the way, it's a generator, where it belongs to, other critical information in that area, and some KPI dashboarding information. On the bottom screen, I can see the detail of that piece of equipment, all the instrumentation we have around it, all the process values around it, and we use concepts like situational awareness to indicate to us if this piece of equipment needs any interventions or if there's any problems with it. And I can see this one is alerting me to a blocked filter. So immediately I know if I don't fix this soon, I am going to have problems with this piece of equipment. And we said that our platform is a convergence, an OT-IT convergence platform. So in this case, I need information about how to actually replace that filter. And by integrating into my document management system, I can then give my operational personnel immediate access to the document management system. And here I can see my instruction manual for the specific generator, and I can go through that and see how to actually replace this particular filter. I can also see some maintenance information that is brought to this piece of equipment. So if I tap on there, I will get a screen that indicates to me the current health of this piece of equipment. So here we are integrating into a predictive maintenance system, which is a cloud-based system. So System Platform allows you to connect to various systems, OT, IT, even cloud-based or IoT systems, and bring that information into this common user interface, so that operators don't have to run around between different systems to get the relevant information about the asset that they are dealing with. So in here I can see what is the health of this asset, and I get some prognostic forecasting information, like is intervention required in the near future. So here I've got a little health chart that will indicate to me if how this piece of equipment has been performing over time. I can also get into the maintenance system. So if I'm doing work and I want to enter some information into forms, those forms are immediately available on the user interface. Now we talked about the touchscreen capability. It also helps us to make navigation easier in the system. So instead of me having to go into the navigation menu, I can also swipe up and down between pieces of equipment. So here I'm on generator number 2. If I swipe down, I will go to generator number 1, and once again the entire focus of the system changes to generator number 1. So generator number 1 doesn't look like it's got any alerts. If you notice over there, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a water cooling system. So I'm going to swipe back up to generator number 2, and we can see that it's still got that block filter, but it has an air cooling system. To show you a little bit more of the touch capability, we've just got this little demo screen. So once again, I can show you the zoom and panning capability. Now, key thing in touch is that it must be done in a safe manner. Now, I've got 2 buttons here to stop and start this piece of equipment. If somebody by accident or accidentally leans on the touch screen, they might by accident start this piece of equipment or stop this piece of equipment. So here, to demonstrate how we can safeguard against this, I've got a little light, and we don't want to accidentally switch the light on. So here's a toggle switch, and you can see I can tap as many times on it, it won't switch on. So what do I need to do? Well, I've got to slide a cover off it. So there I'm going to slide a cover off it, and then I'm able to switch the light on and off. Or I can use another strategy. I can use, once again, a 2-fingered operation and do a touch and tap operation. So by just using 2 fingers, I can touch and tap to do that. On touch screens, it is also sometimes difficult to enter analog values. So we've got a few tricks up our sleeves in that regard. So we can do a touch, we call it tap and rotate. So we can tap and rotate to change an analog value. Or we can use a touch and drag. So I hold down the value and I drag my slider up and down to change the value of that animal. And this part of the demonstration we just did for a bit of fun to show you that you can use all 10 of your fingers in our system. So I'm going to do try and do some finger dexterity in here. So let me see if I can get this right. And there we go. Well, I hope that you had some fun with me and enjoyed this quick demonstration of InTouch Operations Management.